She set the standard in California. Think of this. If you steal $950 or less, they're going to leave you alone. They can't be bothered. So you see criminals going into stores with a little computer, adding it up, everything they've stolen. They want to stay under the 950, but they don't get prosecuted for above that. The only one that gets prosecuted is somebody who would talk about the unfair election. They get prosecuted. We're a nation in decline. We're going down the drain. We bring in lots of tar, loads of it. We dump it in Houston and they refine it. We have pure stuff. We have the best and we have the most right under our feet. It's liquid gold, and we're going to use it, and we're going to reduce our deficit. We're going to reduce our debt, and we're going to reduce your taxes. If you'd like to go from here to, let's say, Washington to look after we fix the Capitol up and make it safe again, which will take approximately, quickly, what would happen if we had a war? We won't, with me, but you will have World War III, I believe, without me, but we won't have. But what would happen if we did? He said, we're weird. That JD and I are weird. I think we're extremely normal people, like you, exactly like.
That I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today.
Well, smart to go to a critical state.
Yep.
Much more disciplined message needed. I mean, I've been through this twice. And you want to go to these places, and you want to have a simple message that the media has to cover. Instead, he gives them a gigantic smorgasbord. Some of it is written into a speech draft, but apparently some of it is just ad hoc. And they get to pick and choose. And who thinks that the dominant media in this country is going to pick the thing that is best productive for him in getting votes? They're going to pick out something like he just said, casting aspersions on Kamala Harris or President Biden. So, yes, you want to do this. You want to go to critical states. He's going later this week to Arizona, a critical battleground state, to talk about immigration. But in order to force the media to cover your message, you need to be disciplined, focused, and short.
It's not about forcing the, quote, dominant media. I mean, Karl Rove said it himself. Brett Hume said it himself. Gerard Baker at the Wall Street Journal said it himself. The Wall Street Journal editorial pages said it themselves. This is not some, I know anti-Trumpers would like to say, well, this is about the mainstream media. No, this is Donald Trump's own people, Donnie, are saying this is a disastrous message. It's a disastrous campaign. They even talk about his acceptance speech. The second half of his acceptance speech was a long, rambling diatribe. He had America there with him and completely let it go. That's their words, not the, quote, dominant media, not the New York Times editorial page. And that thing yesterday, I don't care who was covering it, that was just weird. What did I say? Insurrectionists, weirdos, and freaks, man. I don't know where that fit on that scale, but that was just strange. And
those people seemed uncomfortable.
One was doing the George H.W. Bush, checking my watch. Yeah, exactly.
The contrast of what we just sat through, and he looks like a loser. It looks like he's kind of going through the motions. And the other thing, Joe, you and I talked about this last week. They keep saying pivot to the issues. You don't have crime as an issue anymore. Violent crimes are down 24%. You don't have the economy. We don't have to tick off every metric of the economy, which is going great. And even immigration, illegal border crossings were lowest last month since 2019. So they don't have these grand issues to sit behind. So you have both style and substance on the negative side of the equation. But more than anything, I want to go back to that word feelings. He feels like I almost used the bad F-bomb.
Don't do that.
Feels like a loser.
Don't do that.
Like a loser. It feels that way.
Well, I mean, on the issues, Mika, why doesn't he talk about illegal border crossings? Because they're down lower now than they were when he left office. Now, when Joe Biden was there and he didn't always respond to everything, he could say it. He knows now. He hears Kamala Harris now talking about how he compares unfavorably on illegal border crossings, how violent crime is lower now than it was when Donald Trump left office. Right now, I just don't know that he has anywhere to go.
And by the way, sorry, Mika, on the immigration question, Kamala Harris has a line that President Biden never uses, which is Donald Trump killed the legislation that would fix the problem. I will sign it.
There
That's
you
her
go.
line.
Yep.
And it's kind of obliterates anything that they wanted to say. In the category of there he goes again, here's another thing Donald Trump said yesterday at the manufacturing plant in the city of York, Pennsylvania. Take a look.
We don't need lectures on the economy from a candidate pushing communist price controls. Kamala has no idea what the hell she's doing. Her father is a Marxist professor, and I believe he taught her well. You know, he's a Marxist professor. Can you imagine? Does anyone know that? I wonder if they knew that when they did an overthrow or a coup on Joe Biden. I wonder if they knew where she comes from, where she came from, what her ideology is. Kamala is also on a regulatory jihad to shut down power plants all across America.
There you go. There you have it, Reverend Al. Kamala Harris in an administration that has watched the economy explode, go stronger than any other economy in the West, make history. This so-called communist has presided over the Dow, going over 40,000 points. The stock markets are higher than they were when Donald Trump was president. Oil production higher than it was when Donald Trump was president. Our economy stronger than it was relative to the rest of the world when Donald Trump was president. And all he does is he throws out insults, attacks her father, says she's not black. Says she just figured out that she was black, says that she's not attractive, that he's better looking than she is. This is why the pundits at Fox News and at the Wall Street Journal and other conservative outlets are being as critical of Donald Trump as they are. He's missing the message.
He's not only missing the message, he's appearing desperate. He's like a man losing a fight that just is swinging with no strategy, no training, and it makes no sense. When you look at the record, which you just outlined in terms of where the economy is under Biden and Harris, I mean, we're looking at inflation under 3%, and you're talking about a woman who has spent her life prosecuting criminals and fighting for fairness at the same time. You make this a communist and you blame her on her father, who you claimed she was not black, her black father. So, I mean, the message is so convoluted that it becomes nonsensical, but it shows the desperation of Donald Trump. He can't figure out how to fight Kamala Harris because he has lost all the fight in him. He knows he's on his way down, and I think that he's just screaming and yelling and kicking while he's on his way out.